guys, it's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com.
Hey, this is my show! Okay. Hello, everyone. Hey, I'm probably not on camera yet.
There you are, now you are.
Okay. Hey, I'm in New York, and I got Mike, Vampire Mike, or Sega CD, or whichever names you prefer to go with. And we're in my hotel room, and, man, cramped chairs. We're in my hotel room here. I don't think...
Oh, that's that better?
Yeah, that's a little better. We're in my hotel room here. It's my first day just getting to New York, and Comic-Con's tomorrow. I had a hell of a trip to get here, and Mike came out to come see me there. We hung out a little and got to eat out some. And he wanted to do a bit of video here, so yeah, here we are. And he wanted to talk about like times where you got like burnt out on games, or if you ever had that. I think that's a pretty interesting subject to talk about. You want to start for us?
Yeah, sure. So, I was a big RPG guy. I mean, I still am.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, you know, I played Suikoden and Chrono Trigger and Earthbound and all these big games, and then I felt like nothing kind of lived up to them for me.
Yeah.
The most recent game I played RPG-wise, I mean, over the years, I've delved into different RPGs. I thought Lost Odyssey was good, but I didn't beat it. Blue Dragon was a little too simplistic for me. I don't know if you've played any of that.
Yeah, I played both those. I really do agree with Blue Dragon, and I really do like Lost Odyssey, but something about it didn't encourage me to keep going either.
That's how I felt. The one game that really brought me back to RPGs recently, that really like piqued my interest again, was Persona 4 Golden. I thought, you know, I never played the original on the PS2, and this was totally new for me. And the characters have just a lot of personality. I had a crush on Chie, so she was real. I would have ran away with her. Don't tell my wife. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have run away with her. But in the game, I dated her, even though my friends all went for the more sexual. What was her name? The red.
Weisei.
Yes.
Weisei was the young idol, or if you were following the Yukiko.
Yukiko, that was the other one. So, like, as my friends went for them, I was like, I want to go for the sporty spice of the group.
Yeah. I like Chie because she's more real herself. Like, she's not trying to make herself fit into some mold of like, oh, I need to put makeup on, I need to like get that and stuff and that. You know, she does what she wants. She wants to do martial arts and shit, and she's not gonna let society judge her that way. I feel that makes her a much more interesting and compelling person.
Yeah,
altogether.
She was straightforward, and she was just a normal type of person.
Yeah, you know, she just be herself, not these people who want to hide behind smokes and mirrors and shit.
But if you haven't played it, it's excellent. You get these kind of like demon or angel type deities.
They'll fall as personas, but they're based on a lot of mythology of different religions.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, especially because you like religions a lot.
Yeah,
learning
and you can, and when you go to the Velvet Room, if you didn't know, you can actually read about the actual history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you go to the where you. In the book where they're memorized, where you can rebuy them, you can look. There's a page where you can look where the real mythology of them, where they like was this a Scottish mythology and stuff and history about them. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. But the other thing is, if you're a little younger and you're not sure if you can get into the series, I would almost sort of say there's a resemblance in terms of the personas to like a Pokemon type thing.
Yeah.
To where you can merge them and put so many together to make a new one. And that's kind of how you get towards the end of the game. You need to...
Yeah.
I would say you don't need to. My friend Brian actually beat the whole game with the original. The lightning one.
I can't remember how to pronounce its name. He's based on the mythology of a god that founded Japan. Yeah. Which is interesting because I hear the final boss has something to do with that mythology too. But I'm not sure if you knew, but the Golden version actually made the fusion actually easier than the original PS2 version. The skills they would carry into the new Persona was randomized, while in Golden you can choose them. You got like 3 slots and you can choose them. So they made that a lot easier in Golden. But yeah, Golden. I haven't played the Golden version. I've been playing through the PS2 version right now on my Let's Play channel, and I've been enjoying it. And I'm sure I would enjoy the Golden version. I would probably just simply say it might be just a little too easy because of that, but I'm sure it's still just as fun, if not funner.
My problem is I don't have a ton of time to invest.
Yeah.
So when the game hit like the 60-hour point, I was like, please be over soon. I really love this,
Yeah.
but 10 hours shorter and it would have been perfect. I think I got to
Yeah.
like 70 hours and I beat it. So I think if it was a little shorter or like by like midway
Yeah.
point, I was like, I wish I put this on easy instead of normal at this point.
Yeah.
Just so I can get through the end. But it was excellent. I mean, it stands up for me as up there with Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Suikoden, Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorites.
I think it was a big improvement over 3. I don't know if you ever played 3.
I only played
3,
one,
like, in my opinion, the worst thing with 3 was that the dungeon was this constant tower that just repeated and changed colors.
okay.
And maybe later in the tower you would get a little different music of that. But it was like, that's what's really nice about the dungeon design in 4. They were based off the like mindset of each victim at the time and that, so the environment changes and that, and you get like mid bosses and stuff that were kind of themed off of it and that, so it made it a lot more interesting. But I'm really looking forward to trying the final boss in Persona 4 because it took me 1 hour, 2 hours in all the attempts, but 1 hour to kill the boss. But like my first attempt I died, so if you like counting all the attempts I did, it's like a 2 hours.
So you haven't beaten it yet?
I beat it 3. I haven't beaten 4 yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm really curious to see if in 4 right now I am just before the boss for Weisei's dungeon.
Oh, okay.
That is where I am currently. Live on my Let's Play channel, I think Kanji just like revealed what he knew about when he got kidnapped is what I think is currently on my Let's Play channel live, but where I am currently in the game at the moment is at Weisei's boss of all dungeons doorstep.
Kanji's one of my favorite characters.
I really find him to be an interesting character.
He's funny. I don't know if I find him funny because he's
gets awkward dialogue.
He's gay and he's trying to hide the fact that he's gay, or he's really not gay. Yeah. He just has some strange
I also think he's like in a bisexual kind of thing, personally. But I don't know. I think he either has mixed feelings or that. But I mean, there's different takes on it. You know, there's people who think he's not really gay, and there's people who thinks he is, or he's just confused and stuff. Right. And actually, while on that note, it was interesting. The creator of Persona had like some interview with like IGN or somebody, and they were talking to him about how the American audience found Kanji such an interesting character because of his questionable sexuality. Yeah. While in Japan, that was basically no one. It wasn't
probably
like,
normal.
It wasn't
right.
Yeah, it wasn't like some willy widely. It's like, oh, this is an amazing character development. It's like, this is such an interesting character from these big, giant, buff, blonde dudes with sunglasses and shit.
I just found them very funny. I go for humor.
Yeah.
So when they like appeal to me in the humor category,
yeah.
I tend to like them. And he didn't take himself seriously.
Yeah.
He wasn't the normal, stereotypical like hero type.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't the main character, but
yeah.
So what would you say you've gotten burnt out on that now? You getting back into or?
One of the first times I really got burnt out was during the PS1 age. I believe it was around the time Final Fantasy VIII was out, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into 8 at all. Like, it was such alienating experience. And I didn't get in the story and anything. And at the moment, I was just like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like,
is that the one Blitzball?
No, that's 10. 8 was the one with Squall with the gun blade.
Oh,
okay. And the cards.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one.
Not a lot of people. I mean, it has fans. Nothing. Don't come and get your gun blades out here. Nobody.
Fuck you guys. That game sucks. No,
just come kill me.
I'm just kidding.
But no, I'm not a big fan. Like I built up a little respect for a few elements and for it to try some things, but I didn't. I don't know. For some reason, it just felt like I couldn't get into anything anymore at the time. And then I played Brave and Musashi. You ever play
that?
That
Was excellent.
That is you like hilarious humor? Get Play Fencer Musashi. It has a villain who has a stuttering problem. I'll get to you, Musashi. It's like, I love Ed. He's just so hilarious. Ed and Ben are the like most stupidest villain humor characters ever. The only thing that's sad is just how the final fight with Ed goes. But there's a huge variety of different villain characters, and it's just way humorous. I don't know if the Japanese version was made to be serious, but the American version is just comical.
Really?
I really recommend it if you want to check out something humorous, though. It really brought, like, I don't know, it was like this just wave of hope. It's like, oh. And somebody just gave it to me in middle school. Like, they were getting rid of games. They were like, I won like $5 or something. And I was like, Squaresoft, I never heard of this one though. And, you know, it's not Final Fantasy or something. So I gave him $5 for it, and it was like, awesome. Can't believe it came with a demo of Final Fantasy VIII though.
Yeah, that's
sadly,
true.
that didn't have the effect with like Dragon Quest IX. It's like, I don't want Dragon Quest IX. I want the demo disc for Final Fantasy XII. It's like, I don't know if people went out and got that for that. I know I wouldn't have. But that was one of the first times I got burnt out. I think the second time I got burnt out was when Star Wars: The Old Republic on the Xbox came out. Mm. I did not get into the beginning of the game, and then I like stopped playing it and tried some other stuff. And then one day, what's funny is it's a game that got me like refreshed. Mm-hmm. I tried it again and continued on and got to the planet where you got to be you on your Jedi powers. And then all of a sudden the game just kicked ass. It's like throwing lightsabers and shooting energy at everything. Like, it's just like all of a sudden this game just became fucking kick ass. It's like, I hate the opening where you're just using guns and shit. And when you get Jedi powers, it's just, everything just becomes fucking insane fun.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I get the idea, I get the reference.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not a big Star Wars person either. I mean, the only reason I got it was because it was just, RPG people were just like, oh my god, this is the greatest RPG ever at the time. And
yeah.
And it's like, I hated the beginning of it. Like, the story was alright, but just the combat, it's just everyone starts out with guns and shit, or you can loot these steel swords, and I'm just watching. It's like Final Fantasy 12, or like, I guess more like 13, where you're just saying in orders and then watching them, carrying them out until you get Jedi powers. You don't get any real input. It's like sick 'em.
Right.
It's like, go sick him and watch him die. And when you get Jedi powers, like, he'll shoot right there, levitate, throw a lightsaber through everyone's, like, you're just going through tons of orders on the fly, and then it's just, all the fun just seems to go up there for me. You ever play that one? No. Well, it's on the PC and the Xbox. It's pretty good once you get Jedi powers, obviously. But the sequel for it, not so much.
Not so great.
I didn't like see it had bugs like hell, because it was like halfway done and they like dropped concepts and shit and shoved it out the door, like BioWare and EA had like some fucking argument or something.
Oh, okay.
They were just like, oh, here, bye. So, did you have any other times where you got like blown out?
Maybe the only other time, and this isn't RPG related, even though I kind of came up with the topic with you. And I said RPG specifically. Yeah. The only other time I could think of was I kind of got a little burnt out on first-person shooters. Yeah. I feel like the formula has just been...
I personally never really got into first-person shooters to begin with. Like, I'd say the most memorable one was Darkest of Days, and that's just because of the insanity. Like, I really enjoy the concept. Like, you get pulled from time period and hop around. It's like, okay, they've changed everything. There's millions of Germans here, and there's like 10 of us. Here's a futuristic bazooka.
I kind of felt like it's just been copying the same mold over and over. No offense to anyone who's watching. Yeah. Not a huge Halo fan, not a huge Call of Duty fan, not a huge Battlefield fan. So if you put it in front of me, I might get some enjoyment out of it, especially online. But I haven't bought any of those. I think I bought Black Ops and then I sold it right away. I played like a couple missions online and just wasn't really into it. The game that really pulled me back into, I think, into FPSs is The Darkness. I thought you were going to say it when you said Darkest of Days. The Darkness was like, first person, but you get imbued with these special powers from this demon, kind of like a demon, or a spirit or something, and it was based off the comic book series. So you get these powers that really, kind of like you were saying with the Force, where you're able to now do these things.
Yeah, you start getting like multitasks.
Yeah, you get tentacles, and you can send out these little imps. These
I've never played The Darkness. I found it interesting, but like with the Darkness 1, it had like it did have kind of like a negative acceptance when it came out. I heard Darkness 2 was liked more. What do you think? Do you think The Darkness 1 was better than 2, or do you think 2 was better than 1?
Two different companies made the games. The second one's definitely more comic booky and cel shaded and linear and shorter. The first one is a little more open. I mean, it's not open world because I don't like open world.
Yeah.
But it's you're able to travel, walk around these small parts of towns or small parts of cities.
It gives you a little exploration.
A little exploration. And you can find different things
or you could just speed one.
You could do separate missions. It's like side missions. I found the voice acting I liked better in the first. I liked the style of it looking more realistic from the first. I thought the story was better in the first, but the second one was very good. And the first was one of the only games that almost made me cry.
Oh.
So that, for me, that really was a big deal to me. Because I was like, I really like these characters, and I feel like tearing up. This really got its job done for me,
But you read the comic book too, right?
I read the comic after.
So I actually got you into the original source material.
Yeah, and I have...
And that's always a good thing, in my opinion, when something that ain't like the original source material in a different media, and it actually encourages you to go to the original source material. I think that always shows a good sign that was made well.
And I've got a couple tattoos based off the comic.
Oh.
So I liked it that much. I was like, this is like essentially, and I don't want to get into the whole, dark light side of people and what's good and what's bad. I mean, a lot of what do they call that when you have opposites? Like one's black and one's white. It's
like
called
chi and yin and yang.
Yeah, there's another word I was thinking of, but you get what I'm saying. I like that. I like that aspect of it. Yeah. It's different, but it's kind of got to work off of each other.
There's the black and white kind of thing of it. Well, maybe I should definitely check out the Darkness one. Like I've it's been like toddling here and there before, but like I said, I'm usually not too encouraged. Hell, Darkest of Days, I got that just on a random spore of just there was like a buy two get one free, and I was like, well, it seems kind of interesting, and I really enjoyed it. It sadly is very buggy and that, but for it tries to do this giant open war battlefield, like there's hundreds of NPCs on both sides fighting each other while you're interacting, trying to do what you need to do in each mission.
That's pretty interesting.
So, and later on it becomes important to try and save certain NPCs on the side you're on, or even enemy ones, because it damages the timeline if they die. So it's kind of an interesting aspect later in the game, but that's more later in it. But I mean, it's trying to generate this giant war of history going on. So, and on the Xbox, it's a lot buggier. I would imagine it's better on the PC, but I have the Xbox 360 version of it. But for what it does, I thought it was an interesting thing. But that's just me. A lot of people didn't like it. But anything else you want to talk about that?
I don't think I have much else.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you gotta get going by now. So I hope you all enjoyed the video here. And I would like to thank Vampire Mike to come on that, and I hope both our viewers enjoy the video of that. Hopefully maybe another time we can do something of that. I mean, obviously it'd be harder in person, but hey, I'm sure maybe sometime in the future I might stop by New York again, and I'm sure we might do some other stuff. But if not, then, well, we tried. It's his fault. I blame him. It's his fault. It's his fault. See, he's laughing. He's admitting it.